Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to From the Depths with me, Lathrix, and welcome to, well, actually this is quite a bit in the future from the last episode. There have been a great number of boring battles defending against the Deepwater Guard. We have a load of metal, as you can see, and there have been some significant changes with the Espresso, which now has dual cannons. Yes, these cannons are actually rather enjoyable, but I'm going to change them a little bit right now while I talk about what we're doing today. Sir and Sirettes, I actually did record another video, which I've decided not to publish because it was terrible. I found it extremely boring, and it's about an hour worth of just me being bored, so you're never going to see it. All that happened was I made an AI ship plane, which I'll show you in a minute, and it didn't really function as I wanted it to, and I just wasn't happy with the whole ordeal, and then that was it, the end. So that was that. Now, today, what we're going to be doing, we're going to be producing a better AI. We're going to be making an AI ship to go with the Espresso on the ground to provide it some assistance. First of all, I wanted to do that. I figured that the rapid fire, which it currently had, wasn't quite as good as I previously thought it might be, and so we're going to swap over to a much slower shooting, more potent shot instead. So, that's that done. Just wanted to do that, that's literally all I wanted to do with that, so we're just going to put the slopes back as they were, and we'll weigh down the front later to make it even again, but that should be that for now, unless it is even. Close enough. So that is the new Espresso, a lot more aggressive than it used to be. It's actually heavily armoured as well. The front wood there has finally been replaced, and I think it may be a tad too heavy to fly? No, it is actually, no, okay, good. It just balanced back out. It's just a little bit heavier, so its max height is a little bit lower than it used to be. Okay, that's fine. And it flies as it used to, with a slight dip at the front? Nope, okay, so we need to change the placement of the... No, I don't want to be on one of those, thank you. Change the placement of the jet engines to be a little bit lower, just so the centre of gravity gets pushed up. And actually what I might do is just not bother with this armour, honestly, because all it's defending is a gauge, which itself has as much armour as a piece of armour, so, you know what, never mind, that'll be back as it was. But what we're going to do is just this, and that should... There we go, push us up when we're flying. That's all I wanted to see. Excellent. Let's save the Salmonella as it is currently, and then we'll get straight in... No, save Salmonella. Espresso, rather. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go straight into the sandbox mode after I give you a quick overview of what's happened in the world. So, what's happened in the world? People are asking me. Well, currently, we're pushing ourselves east at a rapid rate. We have the new Blue Bottle AI ship, plane rather, which don't actually work well with the Espresso. They actually work fine, they do their job really well. They just don't do the job I want them to do. That's the problem, because of the Espresso. And I'll explain more about that when I actually spawn one in the... in the sandbox mode. So we're just moving further and further east. Nothing's really happening. We've got the Salmonella currently going upwards to start clearing out the Deepwater Guard that are hiding on the tiles above. And very soon we're going to be battling, which is somewhere here, we're going to be battling the base of the Deepwater Guard. But I think that'll happen next time. So, back in a second in the sandbox mode. So, here we are. What I'm going to do first of all is show you the AI I actually produced myself. So there's a enemy sea viper, the scoundrels of the sea, and I'm going to spawn in the Blue Bottle. And you'll see very quickly why it's called the Blue Bottle. As you probably just saw there for a split second, it's actually remarkably cheap. Yep, that's it. It looks like a giant fly. It's huge, it costs very little metal, it's got a really nasty cannon, and its AI does what you'd want it to. So Lathrix, what's the problem with this? Well, the big problem is, the Espresso has a huge arc of fire now with its new turret, and these things function by essentially going over the target and encircling them. In other words, they keep getting hit by the Espresso's fire. Now you could think, Lathrix, but surely your AI can stop firing when it's got a blocked view. It does, but because the Espresso is at height 400, the shots have such a lag between being shot and actually getting to the enemy that turning off the shots doesn't actually do anything. It simply doesn't do anything. They've already hit the Blue Bottle long before the guns recognise that it's now in the way. So it's going back for another run, and as you can see, the AI on it's absolutely fine. It's a functional robot, it's cheap, and these will be a permanent part of our fleet. Just not with the Espresso. Which is a shame, but sometimes It's just how it is. So we need something with the espresso. So what I'm going to do is, with light alloy, because I don't mind these things being a bit expensive, we can be a little bit extravagant right now, as we do have the resources for it. We're going to make a decently sized hull. And it's going to just be an elongated hull made of light alloy. It's not going to be too huge, because I don't want it to be too huge, and it's going to be essentially floating using the air pumps. So it's going to be something like... Okay, maybe we should actually float this thing in the air. There we go. A little bit bigger than that. About this big. There. So it's not going to be huge, like I said. It's not going to be the huge thing. Well, in fact, I don't want it to be. These are going to be. This is going to be a bit of an escort. That's all it's going to be. It's going to be an escort vehicle, nothing more, nothing less. It's going to have a very basic custom turret on the top. I'm not sure if it's going to have missiles or not. Probably not. And it's going to be essentially a distraction, like the blue bottle was meant to be. It's going to be a bit more expensive than the blue bottle, to be sure, but not by a huge amount. So yeah, that looks like a perfectly reasonable hull to me. I'm just going to fill this in now completely with metal, which is going to be boring and long-winded, but there we are. I'm actually quite proud. See, so interesting. Sad thing is, the blue bottle over there, first of all, I built it on camera, but I decided that it was too boring. But I'm actually really proud of it, because the AI functions really well, and for me that's a big step, because I've never actually built a functional traditional jet before, a flyer, and that functions. It's a flying fly and it works, and I'm really happy with it, but I'm never going to use it much anymore, which is a crying shame. But sometimes life just happens like that, doesn't it? Well, at least what will have to be is it'll have to be in a group with other flyers, so most likely it could help out the salmonella. It could help out the salmonella, but it just can't help out the espresso, which is a shame. Then let's do this. And once again do this. Okay. I'm going to have it a little bit deeper here, just so the buoyancy is more centered. Like that, and this is going to fill in from here. Should really use the oh, of course we should be using the poles. I do understand that, I just find it difficult to use them. I think it's a very long-winded build. Okay, let's see if we can perhaps use the beams then. There we go! Everyone's happy. The bottom can be done with beams. And that means the top can as well. I'm sure there's going to be some gaps here and there, but we'll just fill that in manually. Oh, that's weird. It stopped filling itself. Why? Oops. Oh no! No, 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 no. Oh, that's now solid metal. Okay, be right back when I've fixed this. Okay, that's all that fixed up, and I've added an engine. Most likely just cut everything there, so I'm assuming I have, and I'm going to continue speaking as if that was true. So yeah, we've cut everything out, we've added an engine, which is the prefab engine with a few changes to it, and now we need to proceed to make it an actual ship, not just a lump of metal. So first of all, the first and most important thing, and most likely, is we need to add an air pump. This should make it float no matter what. So let's pop that there for now, and just let's see what happens when it hits the water. Yeah, absolutely no worries at all. This is going to float just fine. In fact, most likely we can actually start using some metal blocks to help armor everything up, but we'll do that afterwards once we've decided where everything's going to be. So, first of all, let's put a nice bit of control in here. Let's put a vehicle controller and a seat inside. Although it's going to be completely AI controlled, it's always nice to be able to override the AI if it's doing something stupid, which sadly does happen quite a lot in this game. So, chair, there we go. Chair goes in, everyone's happy, everyone's loving it, and then we need water and boat propellers. The thing is, with the looks of it, yeah, we can just put them in here. I mean, as we add more stuff, it's going to weigh the thing down anyway, so although they're not really that much in the water, that should be fine. Let's just see how fast that can actually propel us. I was hoping we could use it. Okay, there we go. It's going to be rocky just because of how light this thing actually is, because the buoyancy inside, but that is actually fine. Okay, so next, of course, we need water again, and I would like the boat rudder. so the AI can understand how to use this. That poor fly has been going around attacking this one block which is just floating there, and it just can't hit it. It keeps coming back, shooting it, but at least, see, there it goes, it's shooting again. At least it's proving to me that the AI is absolutely fine, so that's good. Anyway, so this thing wants an AI as well. Do you want to sort out the AI first, or other stuff first? Not sure. Okay, yes. Just put that in the middle so I know where it is. Okay, next we're going to want ammo. Regardless of what happens, ammo is going to be a big thing. And how I'm going to do this, I think, is that we're going to have 2 lines here and here. Be better if I mirrored it. Here and here. All the way down. And then that is going to be covered with metal blocks. Because of the amount of buoyancy we're getting from this room, even as we add more stuff, that shouldn't be a huge issue, and it will prevent these things from going off in just the slightest hit. There we go. And then one above as well. And that's our ammo secured in 2 long lines. And at the end, okay, so that's the armour added on the sides, armour down the middle, and fuel in there. Okay, wide down the front, and added propellers there. We'll have cut some of that because I was having a bit of a sneezing fit during it. Okay, so we've got most of the stuff sorted now. It can go forward at a slow but steady pace, which I don't really care about too much. The overall speed isn't too bad. We can always replace it with... Yeah, you know what we'll do? We'll actually replace the back ones with the water, propellers, huge propellers, there we go. That's what we'll do. Now, I'm not sure what I want on top. What I'm thinking is perhaps... Is that faster than it was before? Oh god, that's a lot faster. Okay, that's cool. Is just one turret just here, heavily armoured. So, the thing is with this, because it's going to be quite small, as you can already tell, we can kind of afford to use very high quality pieces. That's why we've been able to use light alloy, that's why we've got a very expensive engine, etc, etc. And as such, perhaps we could add shielding. I mean, that's kind of the idea in my head I was going with already. So, I think that would probably be the best for the vehicle, adding some form of shielding to it. Now, I've not used much shielding so far in my From the Depths career. When I have, it's been with limited success, mostly because of me not understanding how it works, or just general silliness. There we go. So let's try and actually make it good. Now, I have heard tell from a lot of people that spinning blocks with shields is actually pretty good, because it can cause you to avoid certain issues like... I'm actually going to jump off just so I've got space on building. Like, the shield being worn out and such, and then as it spins around for the next shield, you essentially get a very even split of the shields. I don't really want to do that, because that seems like a lot of effort, but what we could do is have them on the turret itself, and then try and cover the entire thing in the shield. That would be interesting. I'm not sure how that would actually work, though. So, for now, let's just make the cannon. So, 360 turret, put it about here-ish, and then we want it 1 higher than it is currently. Yeah. Custom cannons, 6-way connectors, click, make sure we're mirrored. 2 higher, or no, just 1 higher things. Yeah, okay. Firing, so if this is going to go with the espresso, it's going to want a very, very high gauge weaponry, because although I have recently increased the gauge on the on the espresso, it's still not meant to be for that. So I definitely want this to be a very high gauge weapon, so it shoots very rarely but with extreme accuracy and a lot of potency is kind of the idea I want there. So there we go. What kind of accuracy will that give us? Could be a lot better. Could be a lot better. So much so I think let's redo that and let's add some more motor barrels. That poor fly still trying to kill that single block. Poor thing. 1 elevation barrel, several recoil suppression barrels. And that should be, yep, as accurate as I would like it to be. Excellent. So this is going to kind of dictate the size of the thing. I'm probably going to want it to honestly go the entire sides. Let's put it here like this. Then I'm going to want it a bit forward as well, because I want it to kind of wrap around the turret itself. So this is where the turret is going to be. So let's start fleshing this thing out then. So what do we want? Well, we want it, let's say, to be high gauge. Let's add the gauge first. Where do I want to put these in? Here, so yeah, so it's all the way across. Or do we want it one thinner? Probably wouldn't be bad to be one thinner. So what we could do is six-way connectors, put these in the middle like this, and then those like this. And the reason being is done. Okay. So, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. We'll add the gauge in a second. So we have the automatic loaders, and we'll put them in here, like this. So that then we can add the ammo boxes in the middle, so it's double the bonus for speed. Because this thing's going to shoot so damn slowly, because it's going to be so gauged up anyway, we kind of want this as much as possible. And then in the center, we add the gauge, like this. Then we can do the same again, by simply putting the six-way connectors like this. And that enables us to put, once again, in the center, gauges, which are very expensive, and this is most of the cost of the vehicle, is going to be in this now. And the actual turret itself. Okay, cool. Then what else do we want? Well, we're going to want them to be explosive and everything else, because, like I say, although it's going to be small, I don't want this to be weak. It's going to be a nasty thing. It's going to be able to do a fair bit of damage to any who oppose the sovereignty of the Latvian Empire. So let's put this like that. Once again, giving us an extra space to put things, and we'll just add. So what ones are these? These are explosives. Now we add some armor piercing. So explosive damage is 361. AP is almost where I want it to be. I want it to be at least 11. Nope, not quite. So I don't want it to be any further out though. So let's just add it here. 2 more should definitely do it. 11.5, brilliant. Now I want some more explosive warheads, which can go all the way along here if so needed. However, it wouldn't be too bad just adding some more regular ammo boxes just along here and then here. There we go. And that should be a very, 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 very nasty turret indeed. So let's test this theory by getting back onto the ship. Hello, ship. And trying to hit our beloved fly. Oh lord, this thing aims slowly. Can't actually see what I'm aiming at here. Okay, but still gonna fire anyway. What's wrong with this thing? Oh, it can't aim that high. It can. What? Weird things can happen when you're manually controlling things. There we go. Oh, no, not quite. Oh, come on, we can do it, I believe in me. A little bit lower. Because of the high gauge, this thing goes remarkably fast. You don't have to aim that much higher than you'd expect. Oh, it's too low now. Oh no, I've underdid it. I'm now determined to actually hit the poor fly. Yes! Oh, Jesus. Okay, yep, that's a good enough turret. Poor fly, I'm sorry. It takes a while to aim, but with the AI, I think it's going to be worth it. So this is like a long-range artillery piece, essentially, is what this has become. So I want to edit the turret/spinner, and then I want to fill. No, metal blocks would be too heavy, so we're going to go with a even more light alloy. And I think we're going to go with the darker metal again, just so it has a bit of contrast to the thing it's currently on. The flooring. Oh, it wasn't mirroring. Damn it. The hull. The hull it's currently on. Going to need to weigh down the front again after this. Oh god, we're going to need to weigh down everything. Okay, we're going to have to make this a little bit deeper after we finish this, and that's just because we need more space for the air pump to, pump. Because at the moment this is going to be extremely heavy. So let's just fill this in first. Okay, so next we need to get the AI sorted. So where is the turret piece connected? Here. Okay. So we want it here. So I am going to lose a piece of the engine, but not really necessarily. It's not too bad if we lose just that. So we're just going to disconnect this. Oh wait, we have to go back to editing hull, of course, first. So let's re-find where we just were. So it's here we need it to attach to, so it's here. And then the supercharger and that can just go away, that's fine. No, try again, we want it attached to this. So what we need is AI. Then we want the 6-way connector, put one here, put one here. Then we add the local weapon controller. Here. A failsafe. Here. Damn, that thing's sinking at the back at the moment. And then finally, AI and receiver here. With this AI having a transmitter here. Wait, well that's... Oh, I was about to say, will that aim at that single block? Even with the recoil suppression, that's pretty bad, but oh god, that's a good turret. That is a very good turret. That's going to be devastating. Spawn a Vanguard, let's just test it. So one hit, oh god, one hit, almost one kill, jeez. And there it goes. Okay, yep, so this is going to be a very, very handy-dandy artillery piece indeed. Which is good for such a small ship, actually. Quite happy with this. I'm actually remarkably happy with this. Okay, so we do want it. So we want the bottom to be a bit deeper or something similar to that, just so we can get more buoyancy out of this thing. Because currently, it's going to sink. It's going to simply sink if we leave it as it is. So what I'm going to do very quickly. First of all, we're going to save it. I'm not sure what I'm going to save it. Let's call it the Sprig. I'm going to call it the Sprig. What we're going to do is just literally extend the bottom by one. That's it. Just... Or two. Could end up with two. Or we could... Oh, even better. Yeah, if we have it by two, we could have a section underneath here, which is just air. Nothing else but air, and that's all that this section is. The problem being then, it's a bit too thin, which I don't like too much. But I think that could be a solution to our problems. Let's quickly fill this in. And then the moment of truth, we add the air pump, making the bottom buoyant. And it does odd things. Okay, let's turn off the engines for a second. Well, the back's still heavier than it wants to be, but that's to be expected. We haven't finished yet. That's working, yes? Well, it's not sinking anymore. Yeah, I see a lot of problems with doing it this way. It needs to be wider. We can't have it like that. We can't just fill in downwards. We need it to be a little bit wider. Which is a bit of a shame, honestly, because I like the shape of this. Even with the additional bottom section as it is. No, honestly though, if we just weigh down the front, that'd probably solve all the issues. So, let's weigh down the front a bit. We could just fill it with metal. I mean, there's no harm in that, really. It's expensive, but again, I don't really mind this being expensive, because the turret itself is going to be a freaking fortune. So let's weigh down the front, and what this will do is both make the front a little bit less buoyant, but more importantly, make it a hell of a lot heavier. And even add some protection, because, well, it's a lump of metal. How about now? Engines on. Better. Not there yet, though. But better. And try again. Almost. This might be a silly thing to do, honestly, but it's something I want to do, and that's important. I think just lowering the power of the freaking back engines might be better as well. Saying that. I want to do something here. This is out of metal. Gonna go around the casing, just because I want to at the moment. And what this will allow me to do is cheat a bit, and add a bit more to the front than I've just added back. Like this. I'll just carry that on until the whole front has a bit of a curved section. Okay, so the front is done with this lovely ram kind of style thing, which I actually quite like the look of. There's an air pump in here, meaning it's actually buoyant. It's not just a lump of metal. There's more armour in the front now, and if we go full on forward like this, We no longer skirt on the back, which is great. Is because I've decided we're already going to spend so much on this vehicle, why not make it the best vehicle possible? As in for its cost and for its size. And that's what we're going to do right now. We're trying to get a really, truly vicious turret here. So currently it's already at 1,812 kinetic damage, which is ridiculously good. But one thing I do want to increase is explosive damage a little bit further. It's a little bit lacking, in my opinion, for such a slow shooting gun. So that's just took it to what? That's just took it to 542. 542, let's add another one, let's see how much it actually adds. So it's actually adding 2, of course. Not much. Okay, that's not really going to be a way then. How about more gauge? What would more gauge do at this stage? So currently, the gauge, 1,812. That actually adds quite a bit, but most likely it also adds accuracy and also range. So that right now might be as strong as I really want it to be. So let's spawn in a stronger enemy. Let's spawn in... First of all, we're going to save it. Let's save our little sprig. Then we're going to spawn in a hated enemy of mine, which of course is the coffin nail. And hopefully that spawns far enough away we can actually shoot at it and doesn't spawn on top of us. Crap. Okay. Hopefully we can still shoot at it, maybe? Slowly the gun aims upwards. If this can fire, it would be great. Damn, it takes forever to aim with all this gauge. Damn, the sound of that gun going off. So that's shooting at one of our other allies. The poor downed fly we hit earlier. It's actually missing. Its timing is something very specific on the side, that's the issue. Oh, there we go. It's hitting now. Yeah, it does a lot of damage per shot. Oh god, just took off the entire bottom section. Oh, look that hole it made in one shot! And it can shoot almost directly upwards. I think we've made a good ship, honestly. Also, we just took a missile and just almost nothing happened. I think we've made a good ship. I think we made a ridiculously good ship by the looks of it. Ah, okay, 'cause obviously it can't shoot directly upwards, which is a shame. Still, we have downed it. So that's going to come down to Earth in a second, and then our turret's going to be able to catch back on. Another missile just hit. So yeah, I think shielding will be the last thing we need to add now, and because of the engine strength, that should be okay. Okay, the turret just took some damage. So the turret wants to be shielded. Be nice if that thing just fell properly. We could do if I just move backwards, and that way the turret will be able to aim again, and it will start firing, and then the coffin nail is basically done for. There we go, coffin nail. My turret's stronger than your main turret, which I already destroyed earlier. Stop coming towards me. I can't shoot you when you're doing that. Okay, let's just restart the designer and spawn it back in. Okay, we're back, and let's start working on shields then. So, shields. The weird item I have almost no experience with. So where are you, my lovely... actually, where are you? I'm blind. Actually, there you go, the shield projector. So this is what I want. We're currently editing the hull, which is fine, so let's do the hull pieces first. So, we want a shield facing this way. About there. There we go. Now, we want reflect. Apparently reflect is better. The shrub seems odd. So reflect apparently is the best one to choose from what people have told me. And then we're going to want to turn it on. I can't see where the shield is. Am I blind? Oh yeah, I can see it there. Okay, so we also apparently, so thank you again for all of your suggestions. I do listen, believe it or not. And I am very thankful that many of you know exactly what you're doing when it comes to this. That's not what I want at all. Is this one elevation? Aha, yes, apparently when it's like this, it is a lot more effective. It has a much higher chance of actually bouncing things off. So I'm okay with that. Actually, you know what, we've got loads of shield. Yeah, we've got loads of shield to spare, so you know what? Sure, make it bigger. Then... Oh my god, that took up all of my power. All of it. Okay, so we don't really want them to go above... Let's say 4. But this is nice though, because it does mean that the whole front section here is shielded like that. That's just a nice place. Like, things shooting at us from the front are going to have a little bit of difficulty. Next, I want to do something very similar with this, but although I've just said about how that curved is better and such, I want this to be here. And how real shields have curves. But let's have this shield here. Let's just make it almost no range at all, because apparently that also costs, and then make it strength 4 again. Make that standard. And have that reflect, and what I want it to do, a little bit less range, would be fine. I want this to cover the entire top of the shield, just so things attacking from the top, the sky, won't be able to do much damage. I don't want to tilt it though, because that'll make it a little bit less covering. But I want it a little bit off, just so it can't. There we go. And then perhaps just 2 shields on the side, doing the same as that. I mean, that seems fine to me. Okay, so let's quickly mirror. Click. That's not it. Click again. There we go. And I want 1 on both sides, as much in the middle as possible. So here-ish. So let's go to hull. Mirror again, because I forgot I was in turret mode last time I mirrored. And do what I just did. About here-ish. Okay, so apparently you can copy these as well, which is good. So I don't have to do it again afterwards on the other side, because obviously I want both sides the same. Okay, there's more width than height. Like that, and then we want it to be tilted inwards, not outwards, inwards. Like so. Okay, then we'll want it at strength 4. And copy to clipboard. And then same again. Why isn't this working? Oh, click. Aha! That's why I didn't choose a mode type. I thought that would copy as well. Okay, so this way, there's only a few avenues you can really hurt the ship, and one of them's in the center. So we could actually, once again, click that out. Damn, it was a beam. Put one here. Once again, almost no range. About 1. Reflect, and then width, the entire ship size, and then height, as far as it can go. Doesn't really matter if it overlaps with the front one. Probably won't anyway. Excellent, and then strength 4. Oh, I can hear our engine not being happy with that. And our engine just has enough power, so this way, a lot of the ship now is covered in shields. So we're going to save the vehicle. And then let's spawn in a enemy paddle gun. And hopefully that thing will actually shoot us first. I want to see how well we can take damage. Now this thing is ridiculously nasty, so I don't expect to actually beat this, honestly. Well, I think we'll beat it, but we'll take a beating in the process. just cut straight through its armour. Oh, please hit a shielded section. Damn it! Why not a shielded section? Okay, now you can hit me in a shielded section. It's avoided the shield every single shot. That's unbelievable. That was unbelievable. Like, are shields even affected? Sorry, do missiles even get affected by shields? Okay, so side armor needs to be better. Lesson learned. Back in a sec. Okay, so what I'm doing is just adding a armored buttress to both sides, using the beams, and these will act to try and keep the ammo reserves a little bit safer, in addition to putting the weight a bit further from the center. Now, I'm going to quickly delete these 2 rotor blades, and what I'll do is like this. Doesn't work out as I want it to work out, honestly. How about this? Start off here. 1 there, 1 there, then we move in, 1 there, and 1 here. Not quite. But I don't mind it up to that point, so we'll just do that. And then we'll go to regular blocks just to finish these off. Then this way, there is a huge section now of armour that covers both sides, in addition to making it look a hell of a lot more menacing, because the dark armoured metal just looks fearsome. There we go. Put these here. And down we go, like so. And we have ourselves a very, very heavily armoured ship. This thing is going to cost a fortune. But will be a... I just like the fact it's still small. The fact it's still small is just awesome. I'm sorry, but it is. Now fill this up here. The reason being I'm going to use this to fill this section in with the beams. There we go. Should have gone all the way along, hopefully. There we are. There we go, okay. This section here now is very heavily armoured, making the weakest point actually where the shield is, which is good. It actually gives the shield some purpose. Delete that and add more metal. And once again we save it as Sprig. Now if I wanted to load it, how much would the Sprig cost me if I wanted to build it now into the regular game? That is a lot of metal. Okay. But it should be able to both take a beating and honestly just outright defeat a lot of stuff. Now what I could do, go back to the turret, change a lot of this into metal. So be right back because I'm going to use the beam, so it's going to be a bit awkward to change it since it isn't beams currently. Okay, so after some experimentation, about 20 minutes worth actually, I finally decided that actually converting the whole thing into pure metal was a silly because it would require us to have to be wider. At the moment it's barely keeping its balance due to its narrow nature, and honestly I love how it looks at the moment. So I really don't want this to become any heavier than it already is. Even if it would make it cheaper and more effective in armour, I think right now is a good place for it to stay. So, let's crack on with the AI to finish us off then. So what we'll need is some card slots. So left and right, front and back can go here and here, can't they? Yep, okay, then we want the naval AI. Click. Then we also want the target prioritization, aim selection and the tracker. And that's all we actually really want. Yeah, cool. Click and done. And that should be that. Now it's probably turning, it's why we're looking a bit a little bit pear-shaped. No, our AI isn't on yet. If I ordered it to move, would it move? Go there. That's curious. Why is the naval AI not responding? It should do. We're currently using the Sprig. Let's just pull all for a second. Come back, okay, and move here for me and load in. It kicked out water for a second. Why is this not functioning? It's not turning. It's not attempting to turn. Nothing is currently happening. Well, first of all, I have forgot to add something back, which we'll just quickly add now, which is mirror mode there, and we forgot to add the sideways propellers. There we go, help us turn. But why is the AI not doing its job? Okay, the mainframe, there's the card, naval movement algorithm. Is there something we're missing here? It could just be we're missing something. Wait. Isn't that what I added? Naval AI? Naval movement? That's just what it's called. Interestingly enough though, that's not doing its job, it's not functioning at all. Why on earth would that not function? Well, right now we have two because I just mirrored it by mistake, but that's not what happened last time. That's me turning the engines on to make sure the engines actually work, which of course they do. Can turn decently using the sideways thrusters. When it's moving, of course, it'll turn better because it can use, yep, the full side, that's fine. So why would it not work at the moment? Combat works. Oh, because I wasn't in fleet move. The AI will do orders. There we go. Okay, okay. I see what I did wrong there. There you go. There you go. Everything's fine. On is nothing sometimes. On is just like weaponry. Yeah, we'll fire but not move. Okay, my bad. So let's do combat and let's spawn in an enemy ship like a marauder. Marauders are generally quite nasty ships. So there we go. Let's see how this plays out. I mean, honestly speaking, this ship should tear the marauder apart. A few well-placed hits. It's trying to hit the AI. I hate it when it's trying to aim so accurately because it has such a higher chance to miss. If it just aimed like at any area. God, these shells are just terrifying. Well, there's my new artillery ship, my new AI artillery ship, and I think it's done. The Sprig will be made, like, instantly in the campaign. We do have the metal for it, despite the fact it cost 100 and something thousand. So there we go, sir and sirettes, thank you for watching. That'll be the end of today's episode. We've built our new AI ship to accompany the Espresso, the Sprig. So thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed the episode, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff, help out me, help out the channel, and ensure that From the Depths is a series that will stay here for quite some time in the future. I like this ship, actually. I like this ship a lot. So thank you, and goodbye.